I don't remember what theater he done it in, but it was a huge audience. So it was done. It was just released though, just recently on Netflix. Jerry Seinfeld. I'm a Seinfeld fan. I used to watch that show all the time. Actually, I just started watching it when it was halfway through. It was probably in like the fifth season. They went like 9 seasons of the show Seinfeld, and I didn't start watching it until it was like halfway done, almost closer to the end. It was in like season 5, in the middle of it. I just decided to watch it one time. Then I started watching the reruns of it, try to get caught up. Started watching it from the first season, which funny is it almost got canceled. The show is one of the more successful shows on in the history of TV. It almost got canceled in the first season. The ratings weren't very good, but anyway, that's out there. Jerry Seinfeld, new stand-up special on Netflix. I actually did watch the show. I liked it. I was surprised. Jerry cussed. He cursed. He used profanity a couple of times. I don't think it was anything harsh from what I can remember. I think he said, damn or something. But he usually doesn't, he's pretty clean cut. I mean, he's good. But, he doesn't say the F word hardly ever in this, in his stand-up. And that's cool. That's good if you can pull it off. Most of the comedians, they don't want to pull it off. But that Seinfeld stand-up special, that was good. It was funny. So check that out if you want to see something new that's on your something you can get on TV that's a new show. Everything else pretty much is a rerun or a movie. There was a few movies like the new Star Wars movie, Rise of a Skywalker, I think it's called Rise of Skywalker, The Rise of Skywalker, something like that. Anyway, I'm a big Star Wars fan too, so I probably should know the exact title, but I don't. That's very close. But anyway, that's on Disney now. Just came out on Disney app, Disney Plus. So all these movies that were at the theater, they moved them gave you the option. They give you the option to see them at home. And then Disney has moved their movies that were on the pay-per-view straight to their app. So if it was a Disney product, they've moved it to the app. So you can see that a lot of these entertainment companies are laying people off too. I've seen a couple of radio shows saying that they've had a lot of employees that have to take furlough. Now, what that means is they are not fired, I guess. They're not fired, but they are laid off indefinitely. Like, we don't know when we're going to bring you back. So they're furloughed, meaning you're not working anymore, but you're not fired. Oh, like we would have kept you if we could afford it. We're not making any money right now. Nobody's making money except for grocery stores and some businesses never closed. I don't think they got in any trouble. Hopefully they didn't get in any trouble, but I'm not going to name any names, but I've seen a couple of businesses that I'm pretty sure were not essential at all that were open. They had an open sign on their door. And I'm like, they're open. but they were not, they were not essential in any way. Like, let's just say, for example, somebody's selling like T-shirts out of a store. That's not essential. But if people want to still go into your shop and buy T-shirts, they should be able to do. I mean, it's a small place, so there's only going to be a couple of people in there at a time anyway. But you want to go buy some T-shirts, you still can do that. And some people just didn't shut down. They decided, you know what? I know the governor said, shut down, but I ain't shutting down. And you got to admire if they're not really, they're sitting in there in a mask selling T-shirts, wearing gloves or whatever. But yeah, some people didn't even shut their place down. They just, changed how they do things a little bit with the, constant wiping down of the counters and the cash register and the thing you stick your card in. They're put a little Ziploc baggie over top of it, so that when you push the buttons, actually push the buttons, but you still have to. You're handling your card. No one else has to actually handle your card. That's a good thing about the little machine there on the counter. You stick your card in, you punch the code, Bosco, your top secret code. And, that's a place where we're already at. Nobody had to implement that, so that's progress, I guess. That's where we're headed. That you don't, because they say a lot that money has a lot of you can pass this virus with money. Like you get the money, you can put the virus on dollar bills and pass it on to people. But you don't actually have to pass money on to people. I know there's one tattoo parlor. Like I said, I like the guy, so I'm not going to mention his name. But there was this one tattoo parlor where they only took cash. They did not have one of those credit card machines, which I thought was like, dude, what century are you in? But if you go to this particular place to get a tattoo, and they're not open now. They did close their doors for the stay-at-home orders from the governor. But when they were open, it was only cash. Like you had to, which is weird at a tattoo place because it depends on what you're getting. Some little pissant tattoo only costs $30-$40. Oh, that's no big deal. But if you're getting a tattoo that costs $300 or something, man, you gotta have $300 in cash with you, and to me, that's nonsensical. There is one thing that I want to say to all you ladies out there who have children and you are a good mother. Happy Mother's Day. Today is Mother's Day. So, I want to say Happy Mother's Day. I'd like to say that to my own mother, but I can't visit her right now because she is they are trying to protect her. My mother is in her 70s, and so she is doing okay, but she is on the quarantine, so I have to stay away from her until we get past this pandemic, because I could make her sick, even though I don't believe I have the coronavirus. I could have already had it and been over it by now. That's more likely to be the truth about the matter, but I'd like to visit my mother. Tell her Happy Mother's Day. Sorry, Mom. I'll make up for it as soon as I can, though. Get out there as soon as they let me. See her. I said this is for her own good, to protect her from sickos like you, boy. But that's okay. Better safe than sorry. I'll see her in a week or two or something. But anyway, happy Mother's Day for all you ladies who are good mothers. If you're a bad mother, then not happy Mother's Day to you. I'm not telling bad mothers happy Mother's Day. I know you're a mother, but I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you happy Mother's Day because you're terrible. I don't like it that you're a terrible mother. So if you're a terrible mother, and you hear me saying this to all the good mothers, I'm not saying it to you. It just doesn't apply to you if you're terrible. So not happy Mother's Day to you, even though you are a mother. If you are a terrible mother, then just ignore. I still want you listening to my podcast if you're a terrible mother, but I don't want to tell you happy Mother's Day. Anyway, we are going to go take a break. Just a 30-second break, and we'll be right back. Don't go away.
And now, without further ado, the man we've all been waiting for, T-Jam D. Welcome back to the show.
All right. We're back. Thank you for sticking with us. You're in for a fantastic rest of the show. That seems funny to me. I don't know. I know anybody who's listening to this probably thinking, what the hell is he laughing about? Anyway, more entertainment news, and that is this. Little Richard passed away. The singer, Little Richard. For those of you who don't know who Little Richard is, he's a very popular singer, Hall of Famer. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He used to talk about rock and roll. He's doing rock and roll a lot, but I personally would not exactly put Little Richard's genre of music in rock and roll, that category, because Little Richard has some very catchy tunes. He sung a song called Tutti Frutti. That probably was his most popular one, Tutti Frutti on Rudy. It was just called Tutti. The song was just called Tutti Frutti, but I think that was the line. That was the main line in the song, Tutti Frutti on Rudy. I just think he was trying to rhyme that. So Tutti Frutti on Rudy. I think that's what he said. Anyway, hopefully I'm right about that. Anyway, Little Richard passed away at the age of 87. So condolences to Little Richard's family. He passed away, and he'll be missed. He passed away not too much longer after Don Shula. Don Shula just passed away last week, but Little Richard just passed away a few days ago. And Little Richard dead at 87. He was only 87. I mean, 87 is old. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying 87 is not old. It is. But I think he's older than that. It seemed like Little Richard been around forever. He played the piano. So that's why I said I would not exactly put that genre of music in the category of rock and roll, because Little Richard, He played the piano, but Little Richard